what's in the sky in January at 0 o'clock in the morning?
Well, we'll start actually right after sunset. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
But actually, there aren't any bright planets in the early evening. And one of the most exciting things, though, that will happen will be coming up on the 19th. Right after sunset, the moon will slide in front of the bright star Aldebaran, the bright orange star of Taurus the bull. And this is something actually easy to watch with binoculars or a telescope. It's really spectacular because in reality the star both vanishes and then reappears incredibly fast because the diameter of the star is so tiny as an angular size, and the moon is moving so quickly in angular speed that it covers it very, very fast.
Yeah. Well, Venus was just occulted recently, and
That's
whether it
right.
took 4 minutes for it to fade off or something like that. I read.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact time on Venus. Venus is actually kind of small now, so it's probably more like a minute or so.
But these just blink off, blink on.
That's right. And so if you haven't
Clap
seen an
off, clap
occultation
on.
before, it's worth watching.
See.
Now, where the action is otherwise, it's in the early morning, and stretched across the morning sky, you can see Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn, and Venus. And these will be making some interesting groupings. Now, unfortunately, it's supposed to be cloudy tomorrow morning, but tomorrow morning, the planets Saturn and Venus will only be half a degree or 1 moon diameter, as it looks from Earth, from each other. I saw it this morning, actually, and it looked pretty neat. And then at the very last day of this month, all of the unaided eye planets will be stretched across the sky. So Jupiter, Mars,
Seriously?
Saturn, Venus, and Mercury, and of course our own planet. So it's kind of rare. I don't know the exact statistics on it, but it isn't every morning you can get up and see all of the bright naked eye planets.
So this has happened, and nobody's predicting the end of the world.
I know.
Well, we had that business agreement we were going to set up.
Yeah, we better get busy.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of blogging to do tonight.
That's right. And then, now, the planets themselves are beautiful to look at with telescopes. This is a recent drawing from a Japanese amateur astronomer, and showing the red spot and all the various details you can see in about a 12-inch telescope. And these are recent images taken by stacking video frames. You can get free software and take several minutes of video, and it will automatically stack them together and make an image sharper than you would think a telescope that size would be able to show. Mars is also up. Mars is incredibly tiny, and the normal advice you'd hear to amateur astronomers is it's too tiny to look at or even to observe yet. But actually, amateurs with telescopes around 10 to 12 inches across are getting incredible images. This top one is a combination of these different filtered ones, but you can see cloud hazes and the dark features, which are made of those dark sand dunes and also bare rock that have scrubbed the yellow, orange dust off their surfaces. And then people also sketch Mars. This shows pretty much what it really looks like through a big telescope now. Not a lot of detail, but you can pick out the polar cap. Summer just started on the northern hemisphere of Mars, which is down, and so the North Pole is on the bottom in this view. And so over the next few months, we'll see that cap shrink as the carbon dioxide is heated by the sun and becomes atmosphere. Saturn is coming into view. It's very low and hard to get a sharp view of, but this was taken with only a 3.5-inch telescope just a few days ago. So it's worth getting up now. All these planets will eventually move into the evening sky, but they're not there yet. Oh, and here's what Venus looks like. This is with an ultraviolet filter and stacking images, but you can see some of the same details that Venus probe photographed in the clouds. And finally, comet Catalina is visible. It's not spectacular, but it is visible in binoculars. It looks like it's a very tiny fuzzy star. And it's moving up right now between the stars Arcturus and Alkaid, which is the end star of the Big Dipper's handle. So over the next few days, it'll be between those stars. And I'll update the position on the sky report, so if you're interested in this detail, you can check either on our video version or by checking into the weekly sky report on our website. And then just a couple images of Comet Catalina, its curving dust tail and an ion tail in the bright star Arcturus. And to give you more an idea of what it might look like in binoculars, this view from Europe, you can see the comet is a very tiny green spot. Here again is the star Arcturus. That's more what it would look like in binoculars from a dark sky location.